that, and I feel like networking is one of the things that I do well. So I always network and try to find the people who are doing those type of things and anything to promo and push my brand. You know what I mean? I was always trying to do. So yeah, definitely done quite a few interview, podcasts, radio, before podcasts, like all that stuff.
Okay, so I'm glad to turn that on because I ain't think of that question. So like I'm working on this, bro. Like just trying to get this radio. Like why don't we have a radio? You know, where like nobody's playing y'all music. You know what I mean? Somebody should have something like Fayette. Like that's something I've been trying to talk to the people.
Yeah, I mean they do have local stations, but I just feel like they don't. Not to say they don't be doing it right, because who am I to say somebody's not doing it right?
Right.
But I just think they're not maximizing what it could be. I'm gonna go loud too, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, you good, bro.
I just don't think people are utilizing that stuff like they really should. Like DJ Chevy, you familiar with him from Pittsburgh?
I've heard of him.
DJ Chevy has like Square One Radio that plays like a lot of local music. Okay. He's one of the ones, but he also does this thing where he tries to like do this pay to play type deal. Like, oh, give me $3 and I'll play your song for whatever. I don't know. I think that's kind of corny. Like, just play the music, bro.
Right.
Don't be trying to like take advantage of the people.
Very true.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's basically what you're doing. You know, I've been played on Wham. I ain't have to pay nobody for that. Like,
that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, why do I have to pay you? If I ain't have to pay Wham, that's kind of wild that you're doing people like that.
Sure, that is wild, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't knocking this hustle, like, get it how you live, but to me that seems a little like, you got a lot of people who really take advantage of the culture. You got a lot of people who really take advantage of the area. You got a lot of people who take advantage of up and coming artists because they just don't know any better, or they don't have the network or the tools to take advantage of those things. And I don't like that. I feel like, you know what I mean, because I could very well be one of those people, or might have been one of those people at some point in time who was being taken advantage of just because, you know, you don't know. You're trying to go through the motions. You're trying to figure it out coming up. You're trying to figure it out, and then you got these people who just blatantly, you know what I mean, know they have the knowledge, or they have the resources, and they really just take advantage of the people who don't.
Right.
You know what I mean? For me, I always felt like, man, if I could help somebody out in any way, like, I'm gonna do it. And not only that, you know what I mean, in even a more selfish way, it'll help me out in the long run. If I can help you come up, then that's one more connection that I know. You know what I mean? You might make it further than I do. Somebody might prefer you over me, and then that might be our way in. You know what I mean? As opposed to just my way in. Not to say that I'm just like super generous and giving. You know what I mean? It is some selfishness involved in it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I look for people to like quid pro quo. I'm not looking for you to do something because I did something for you. But if that's the way it works out in turn, then I'm not gonna be mad at that. You know what I mean?
Nice. I get it, man. So like, since we on the subject, like,
wash it together.
So what would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self, saying what you came through and what you learned so far?
You know what, man? I don't think I would tell myself anything. I think I would want to experience that stuff, man. Like, experience it for the first time. You know, go through it all. Go through all the bumps and bruises. You know what I mean? Because that's what helped make me who I am today, and I'm not upset with who I am today.
Right.
You know, all of those decisions, bad, good, or otherwise, brought us here. You know what I mean? And there's no other place I'd rather be than right here with you right now, Ed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So why would I do anything to change that course of action? You know what I mean? Like, I'm one that believes everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? Whether it's bad or good or otherwise, I think everything happens for a reason. So I don't ever think, you know what I mean, there's a place to be like, damn, I should have did this or I should have did that. Like, cause what if I wouldn't have did this, or if I wouldn't have did that, or if I would have warned myself, then maybe I wouldn't have had the daughter I had. Maybe I wouldn't have had the this I have or that I have. Like, and I'm grateful for the things that I have. So why, you know what I mean, why do anything to change that course of action? You know what I mean? So I try not to live in that type of regret, or, you know what I mean, like, or, oh, I should have, you know what I mean, like, sure, there are things that some, you know what I mean, just being foolish, you know what I mean, like being foolish. But you know, youth is wasted on young, so it's just for that.
Okay, so are you originally from Fayette County?
No, no, it's definitely home though. You know what I mean. I was born in North New Jersey. I was raised in Detroit for, you know what I mean, a lot of my elementary school years. But my grandmother lived out Connellsville, Fayette County, as I was coming up, and you know, my mom moved around a lot. So whenever she was moving and going through her transition, I would always stay with my grams, whether it's for the summer or whatever it may be. You know, that's a thing that I think is pretty common in the black community, right? Like being raised by your grams,
Right.
or your grandparents, or however it may be, aunt, uncle. You know what I mean? Because it takes a village, and sometimes our parents is trying to figure it out too. They're trying to figure out their way.
Very true.
You know what I mean? And but anyway, to answer your question, no, I'm not originally from Fayette County, but it's certainly home to me. You know what I mean? Connellsville's always been a place of familiarity. I always had friends here since a youth. You know what I mean? Since a very, very young youth, I always had friends and stuff here. So I always came back to here. It was always a place that made me feel like, that felt like home, even when it wasn't. So I definitely represent it. I definitely respect it. I definitely, you know what I mean, consider it to be home. You know what I mean?
Very true.
I got a lot of roots here.
So do you travel a lot, or do you stay local?
I definitely travel a lot, man. Even if I'm local, I try to travel. You know what I mean? I'll go to, you know, Pittsburgh for shows, or, you know what I mean? Me and Sean did a lot of traveling pre-COVID. My man, shout out Shawnsky. Him and I did a lot of traveling pre-COVID for shows and video shoots. We went to Atlanta, went to New York, you know what I mean? We went to quite a few places, just, you know what I mean? We went to Detroit.
Doing music in Detroit.
Yeah. We actually, we went to the Life Jennings concert, and we was backstage with Life in the band.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to them, for sure. Yeah.
So what was your favorite place to travel with doing music then?
One of my favorite places in the world, anybody who knows me knows, it's Portland, Oregon. It's just a vibe, man. Like, the people were chill, the food's spectacular. You know what I mean? They got some great cuisine down there. They got this whole row of food trucks, bro. Like, and they're all like from different regions of the world. They got like Korean barbecue. You know what I mean? They got like Middle Eastern food where you can get your euros or gyros, however you prefer to say it is. It is actually a euro. But you can go get those. You know what I mean? They got the authentic Mexican food, like all that stuff right there.
Right.
So Portland's just a vibe, man. Everybody's free spirits. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's real cool, real chill. It's just one of my favorite places to be. It's always a little cloudy. I like that. You know what I mean? I like that. You know, I like to be depressed sometimes. And everybody's like hippies. You know what I mean? And I'm a hippie.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just my spot, bro.
Okay.
Portland's definitely not. I met some good people out there who do music. Shout out to my G, who's a pioneer out there, veteran, who's been doing it. He's got like crazy features, Devin the Dude and stuff like that. He's one of those dudes in Portland who really been doing In the Mix Records. Cool Nuts from Portland, he's another pioneer in that area, Bay Area, Portland. You know what I mean? It's all very closely connected. Immaculate, the battle rapper, he does like the IRL smack stuff too. I met him out there. Like, a lot of cool heads out in the PDX for sure.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. So like, you saying, like, you said you're a hippie, and I was like, bro, before you said that, looking at all your art covers, it's like, you know what I'm saying, you give off that vibe with that. So is that what you were trying to like with the colors and like just how the vibe is and like how they're dressed? That's more like that hippie vibe, right?
Yeah, not even intentionally, but it definitely is, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess essentially that is what it comes out to be, and I guess it's just my essence shining through. All of my most recent artwork was done by Barbados Black.
Okay.
Super talented musician, as well as graphic designer from the Pittsburgh area. He does like R&B, reggae, like super cool stuff. He's actually featured on a track with me called Do You, where he's doing the hook.
Okay.
He comes through in a big way on there, but he does like all of my most recent artwork. That style, that's him. So I guess that's him capturing my essence in a way that he did. So that's why it looks like that. And that's why they're kind of all similar. styles, because I always go to him because he does a great job of just that.
Okay, that's pretty cool, man. That's a nice connection for real, definitely. To have.
Oh yeah. That's my brother, man. Like I met bro. We actually we connected on like the socials, I think, at first, like random, and then I was doing a showcase and he was doing it. We were auditioning for a showcase actually. And there was a whole bunch of artists there, and I introduced myself to him because sometimes people be weird with that stuff. But I introduced myself to him and told him like, oh yeah, we've been connecting recently. I said, it's good to meet you in person, and ever since we just been cool as a fan, bro. Like he's real good people, real good energy, and super talented, as you can see.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when did you realize you wanted to do music?
Oh man, I was probably like 12. I was probably like 12, 11 when I first realized I wanted to do music, bro. Like when I first when I moved back to Jersey in sixth grade, I moved back to East Orange, actually, New Jersey, to go stay with my pops for a little while. And I was in and I think just being like in the New York tri-state area, and it was like a time where Hot 97, Funk Flex, Angie Martinez, those type of people on the radio, which if you're familiar with any of those people, they're legends within themselves. And and I started off kind of really doing, I started off doing like parody rap, taking like different songs, different songs from hip hop and just rewriting them, me and my homie.
Right.
And we used to make little goofy videos of these parodies and stuff. So it just started off with that, and then my dad was dating this girl at the time, and her son had a rap group, and I used to tell him like, oh, y'all should let me in a rap group.
Yeah.
But they're mad older. They're like high school. I'm in, I'm in middle school.
Right.
And they're like, no, man, you can't get in our rap. So I made a diss record about them. Like, y'all ain't gonna let me in. I'm dissing y'all. So then after that, I was like, oh man, I feel like I gotta, I fell in love with it. Like I feel like I'm decent at this.
Right.
Which then I probably wasn't. But I felt like I was good at it, bro. So from that point forward, like I just kept doing music. You know what I mean? And just because I love to do music, I just always write and just write. And I would take any instrumental I could find, bro. It didn't matter what it was, like R&B, like just be writing like 5 or 6 songs to the same instrumental, and just trying to find something to write to.
You remember the name of your first song?
Yeah. It was my first original song. Like I said, we used to do the parody, so we did like Been Around the Cafeteria.
Right.
Instead of Been Around the World with Puffy and Mace, we did Been Around the Cafeteria. But my first original song was the diss record to their group.
So you like wrote it, like you literally recorded that?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I was serious. It was over DMX's Get At Me, dog.
Yeah.
And it was called DNA Sample.
Right.
Was the name of the first joint, because their group was called DNA. So I was like, DNA Sample was the diss track. You feel me? The wordplay was already there. So you know what I mean. So I did I did a diss track about the group. That was my first original composition, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like that kind of touched on one of my next questions. Like, can you talk about some of the challenges you may have faced when you were becoming into an artist that you are today?
I think challenges. So, some of the challenges that I might have faced as an artist would be like more trying to figure it out. It's not like it is now where everybody and their mom raps. Like
right.
Just trying to figure out like how do I record? Where do I find instrumentals at? Find the producers. It's not like now you just go on BeatStars and you download the beat, bro. Like I had to actually find someone who knew how to make beats, because I didn't know how to make beats. And even dealing with that, bro, like dealing with whack beats at first, just because that's the homie and he makes beats, and like damn, like this stuff ain't fire, bro. But we're gonna record to it because this is all it is.
Right.
That was a challenge, bro. Just just trying to find your way, coming up and trying to figure it all out, because there wasn't no blueprint, or there wasn't no big homies or nothing like that, bro. I was just trying to figure it out.
Right.
And that was really the challenges that I faced, and even today, man, the challenge I still face is just trying to figure it out. Like, what is it that we do with this? You feel me? Like, how do we make this something more?
Definitely, because you definitely like a lyricist, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you got like people got different lanes and rap and stuff like that, and I'm like, with you, like, it's really about your lyrics and how your deliverance and stuff. So
I
like,
agree.
I mean,
appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I'm glad you recognize that.
Yeah, for sure, bro. So like, let me ask, what makes you inspired to do music?
Life, bro. Like just the world, my old stuff. Listening to me, you know what I mean? When I get dope instrumentals, that stuff be inspirational. You know what I mean? Connecting with other artists, being around music is inspirational to me. You know what I mean? Sometimes if I'm feeling uninspired, I might go to a local show. Like, that's one of the things I do and I encourage artists to do, and at all times is like, go, just because you're not performing there don't mean you can't show up to the show.
Right.
Like, go to the show and, you know what I mean, catch a vibe, go connect, go network with some other cats, go show them some love, because you would want somebody there to support you, and you know what I mean, you ain't got to know the artist to actually go to the show. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I found for me personally is, you know, just being around music, and like I said, just life in general. Sometimes I might just be, you know what I mean, riding down the street and might see something cool, like, oh damn, like catch a bar off of it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we got enough outlets though, like in Fayette County, to do music?
Do we have enough outlets in Fayette County?
Right.
Yes and no. I say yes, for the simple fact is we got the internet, bro. That's all you need. Like, like nowadays you got the internet. You can you know what I mean. You can connect to anyone. I can reach out to Puffy. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna get him, but I can certainly reach out to him.
Right.
Or people in the circle. You know what I mean. So it depends on your willingness. You know what I mean. And but is there like an industry here? Is there like a not necessarily, but I don't think that it's as necessary as it once was. You know, at one point in time, that was important. It was important to have like a New York type atmosphere where there's producers, this, that, and the third.
All right.
I think everywhere does. I think if you're a little kid in Montana somewhere, like, you can get a smacking. You know what I mean? For real. Like, if you got the internet, you know what I mean, you can get a smacking.
Right.
If you got skills, you know what I mean. So yeah, man, I think everywhere does now. That's that internet, that computer, that's a window into the world. So I think, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Do you have a favorite artist you listen to? I gotta hear one, man. You gotta give me this one. He said, nah.
Man,
you be riding around listening to Marley, like.
Yep.
Facts.
Marley, Shawnsky,
Facts.
Trap Girl, Lil Sis, Shamar. Featured on this track, actually. Shamar, my man. Barbados Black. I like them, for sure. Who else was featured on my stuff? Poppin' Yick, Trap House Yick's hard. From out Homewood, he's hard. Fed the Gods hard.
Right.
Whoever you see on my projects, they're hard. I listen to them. You feel me?
Yeah, I've been trying to like connect with sis, like, cause she's, bro, like, she's hard, bro.
Yeah,
like,
she is hard.
I think like if like that her sound, like, I don't know,
crazy.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, she's crazy for sure.
Definitely. So let me ask you, if you got signed for $1 million, would you take it?
Yeah, if the stipulations behind it were right, you know what I mean? It would certainly depend on what was in that contract for the $1 million, and if it was an advance or if it was, you know, a 360 deal, all of those things. You know what I mean? Which a 360 deal is, for those who don't know, you may hear the lingo, but a 360 deal is when a label gets a piece of everything you do, from the merch to the touring to everything. They own a piece of your name. It's proprietary to them now at that point. So I mean, I guess it would depend on what the terms of the deal was. If it was an advance, because people mistake advance for money. Advance is just money that the label's loaning you. You know what I mean? So you got to pay that back. You know what I mean?
Right.
One way or the other, they're going to recoup their money. But the advance is made for the purpose of going into your music, so studio time, videos, producers, all of those things. So I guess it would depend on the way we're using that $1 million. But shoot, somebody like me, man, who got $1 million, bro, if I was to get $1 million, I'm gonna turn that $1 million into $2 million.
Right.
Turn that $2 million into $3 million. Turn that 3 into 6. You know what I mean? So
right.
I think at this point in my life, and knowing what I know, I certainly would be more than willing to take a deal for $1 million, just because I know what I could do with it. You know, and even musically, just I know what I'd be able to do with it. I know I can probably get some dope features.
That was the answer I was looking for though, because like you said, yeah, first
some dope production.
Right.
I mean, I could certainly do some things with that to make it work. Some dope promo, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
See, I always hear that term 360 deal, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I hear about it, but I never knew what that means. So it was great that you could break it down for me, because that gave me a little more knowledge for real.
Yeah, that's what a 360 deal is. When people talk about a 360, they're getting everything. You know what I mean? They're getting that whole joint from you. We got some people in here. What's happening? What's happening live? We're doing an interview now.
Got some people tapping in.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up.
But yeah, man. So that's what that 360 deal is, bro. It's just they get a piece of everything you do.
Right.
You know what I mean, they're now a part of your brand. You know what I mean. So if you get an acting deal, they're getting a percentage of that. You know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So that's what them 360.
So they literally own you, basically, everything you do.
Yeah, until you're out of that contract, for sure. Yeah.
So, do you manifest or speak your goals into existence?
I'm a big believer in that, bro. For multiple reasons, absolutely. You know what I mean? Because that's what prayer is. It's manifestation in the form of words. Words are powerful. That's why I'm often careful about even what I speak in music or anything, bro. Like, words are powerful, especially for us, our culture, our community, bro. We're orators, you know what I mean? And there's even more magic in our word. When I say us, I mean black culture, black people, you know what I mean? We're powerful. So we got to be careful when we speak. And, you know what I mean? I even try to watch, you know what I mean, the way I phrase things as not to speak something into existence. So that's why I never rapped about death, you know what I mean? Like, or even if I'm listening to a song, like, you know what I mean? There's the August Alsina song that I mess with heavy downtown. He's like, somebody got shot, somebody done killed my. And he talks to he names relative there, his close relative. I never say that, bro, because I'm like, man, I ain't.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't
speaking it into it.
Yeah, hell no, I ain't gonna put no harm on my brother. You know what I mean? And and I always pause on that part like it's a bad word, bro, because it is. Like, I ain't even putting that type of energy into the atmosphere. You feel me? But yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? I manifested a lot of things, and I got a homie who's real in tune. Shout out Quest, John Quest, who's another dope artist in Pittsburgh. I bump Quest too. He's real in tune with the spirit world and stuff like that, bro. And he had me do this exercise a few years back. I ain't gonna get too deep into it,
right.
But and you know, I mean, it was part of it was manifestation, and those things came to be, bro. You know what I mean? I think the mind's a powerful place. I think you can heal yourself. You know what I mean, through the mind. I think you can get yourself sick through the mind. I think, you know what I mean, there's a lot to be said for how you feel, how you think, how you speak. I think all of those things are important. So yeah, I'm big into manifestation, bro. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely. That's great that you touched on that for real.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Definitely gotta ask that every time, bro.
For sure.
Like, see what people think about that for sure. Cause I'm big in that as well, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, like I said, bro, I'm a hippie at heart, man. Like, I just be feeling like I feel in tune, you know what I mean?
Right.
And not to say, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel so in tune with, you know what I mean, the world, the universe. I feel like, you know what I mean, whatever you call it, you know what I mean? Like, some people call it, you know what I mean, whatever your higher power is, you know what I mean? I try not to beat, because I don't necessarily subscribe to religion as a construct, but, you know what I mean, I definitely believe in God and the higher power, and I don't knock anyone who believes in whatever they believe. But I think the universe, God, whatever you call it, it's all the same thing. And I think, you know what I mean, that force wants good things to happen to us. And I think it's just about us, you know what I mean, contributing and making those things happen. The law of attraction, if you will. You know what I mean? Whatever you put out, you get back in.
Sure. That's like big on me, because my dad always told me that growing up. He was like, good things happen to good people, bad things happen to bad people. And like, when I like,
that's scientific.
Literally, when I started to move myself out of that, I started to see that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Started to move myself out of that area.
Every action has an opposite but equal reaction. That's scientific, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And that's the thing about it. Like, it's not even just a mindset or something that people say. Like, there's science behind it. That, you know what I mean, whatever you put out comes back to you. You know what I mean?
True.
So yeah, man, it's real.
Okay.
It's real.
So let me ask you. I'm kind of beating myself on the head asking you this question, because again, I hate asking people this now, because I feel like people don't like you saying, like, kind of you're speaking something into existence, or you might be blocking yourself or whatever. So like, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? As an artist or just yourself, period.
Just hopefully alive, man. Successful.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Hopefully healthy. Hopefully making an impact in a culture, in a community, one way or the other, whether it's musically or whatever the case may be. Hopefully making a positive impact on the community and the culture, in whatever way that may be, whatever way that God decides for me to go. You know what I mean? That's what I hope for, bro. In the next 10 years. That's my goal.
So how can we use music to uplift the community?
We could provide different, for example, the show on December 3rd that Sean Ski's putting together. Sean Ski and Friend is a great example of using music to uplift the community because he's doing a toy drive December 3rd at that show. So that's a good way to use your platform to uplift the community. There's many ways that we can do it with our platform. We can do it by making music that's gives off a positive message. Not saying that you have to be, you know what's crazy, bro? That I was thinking about, like, kind of along the lines of just how they commercialize and how they use hip hop and how they kind of like, and when I say they, I mean like just companies. If you listen to other music, like country music, they had some country music playing at work today, and I think the song was like, forgive me country fans if I don't aim, like God is great and beer is good. I was like, damn, God is great. Like, how often do you hear songs about God on the radio from hip hop artists? Like, they really don't push that agenda. And if they, and like I was thinking about, like, Kanye dropped a whole gospel album, multiple gospel albums, right, Donda and Jesus is King, all them joints. And he had songs on there that were like radio, the sound, sonically you can hear on a radio, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You can hear them being played on a radio. Like, it wasn't like a, you know what I mean, gospel feel, but they never really promoted those songs in that way,
right.
Where he's talking about positive things and God. But if you were to use music in a negative way, when it comes to our culture, this is what I'm saying, the difference is, like, country music, you'll hear a lot of that. You'll hear, God bless America, God is great, you know what I mean? Love this, love that. But in our culture, you hear, F that beat.
Exactly.
Hustle, trap, hustle,
right.
trap, shoot, trap, shoot. You know what I mean? You'll hear that, bro.
Right.
And it'd be super common, and it's not absurd. And if there is a song with any type of positive messaging, it's kind of like, oh, that's backpacker. That's not really good. You know what I mean? Like, they'll try to downplay it to make it be something else. Like, yeah. Even, you know what I mean? Like, Jay gets some love on the radio, but not
that's
even.
That's what they do to him.
But that's what they do, bro. Like, and I was like, man, that's only our culture. Like, and that's how deep, that's a whole nother thing. That's how deep the brainwashing and the poison is. You know what I mean? That they don't even want us to get, you know what I mean? Because as we move, as hip hop moves, that's how our culture moves. Like, I feel like there's nothing more American than African American culture. And secondly to that, African American culture is hip hop.
Hey, you a deep, bro. You deep, bro. For sure.
You know what I mean?
I've never heard that, bro, but I agree.
It's the truth. Because if you talk to most Caucasian Americans or white Americans, they're like, oh yeah, my family's German. We're four generations ago. Oh, my family's Turkish. We three, bro, my family's 9th generation American. You know what I mean? I can't tell you what's prior to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because we had to create our own culture, our subculture within this culture of America. No one else has that. You know what I mean? There is no German. You know what I mean? There is. You know what I mean? Like, there is no. I can't trace my lineage back to. You know what I mean? I could trace it back to North Carolina. Right. You know what I mean? Back in the, you know what I mean, before their people got off the boat. You feel me? So, like, what's more American than that? You know what I mean? Germans have German music. They have, you know what I mean, like, English has, the waltz. They have, you know what I mean, Beethoven, Mozart type, you know what I mean? But come on, our music is deep rooted here, you know what I mean? Even from blues to rock to all modern day American genres was birthed from black culture. From rock to jazz to even pop music is just popular music. So R&B, you know what I mean, rap, like, all that stuff came from us, American. What's more American than that?
So you said pop is just popular music. That's what it's.
That's what it's short for.
Bro, what? You killing me right now, bro. You really putting me on some shit, bro. I literally thought like it has a sound, like it does have like that up tempo sound, but it don't have a.
It's just popular music.
Bro, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, pop music is just popular. It's short for popular.
That's
so
crazy.
It's the popular music at the time. That's why Michael Jackson's the king of pop, because what's more popular than Michael Jackson? You know what I mean? He's the king of pop music. But essentially, he's making R&B. You know what I mean? Oh, baby, give me one more. That's R&B, bro. That's not. That's not pop. You know what I mean? At the root of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right, bro.
You feel me? So yeah, that's all that is, bro.
So let me ask you, what you think about a round table? Because like me and Griff, I be talking about shit like that like all the time, like getting people like-minded, you know, like yourself, and like getting like a round table or doing like a dinner or something, like just to like start getting this knowledge, you know what I'm saying, getting like missions done or whatever done, you know what I'm saying, like little projects done, stuff like that in the community, or just period for business, you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm always down to uplift the culture, like I said, man. That's where I see myself. That's where I envision myself. You know what I mean? It wouldn't. I feel like that's why I was put here, is to help, just serve, man. Just serve my people, serve. You know what I mean? And help uplift and help the next generation to be better than the one prior. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's just been so much poison and things like that. There's so many things. There's so many ideas and things I want to do to help uplift the people and help the culture and you know what I mean, try to set things right and try to finish the mission that Malcolm and Martin left behind for us, Kwame Ture, you know, all those good brothers left behind for us, Huey P. Newton, is to try to pick up where they left off, because there's been a gap in that relay for the baton wasn't, you know, we dropped it. So, you know what I mean, I would like to do my part as much as possible. You know what I mean, whenever we had the summer marching, I was out there, bro. I always, you know what I mean, worked some marches and all that stuff, but it was like whatever I can do to help move us forward. You know what I mean, even like I said, what's more American than African American, even, you know, to improve our country as we know it, you know what I mean, because we gotta live here, our kids gotta live here. So if we can make this a better place to live for them, then yeah.
Very true.
You feel me?
For sure. You kind of touched on one of your lyrics, and that popped into my head. I don't know if it was like that 40
Malcolm, yeah, 49
yeah.
Malcolm, yeah.
He's like, I'm a little bit of Malcolm, or he's like, I'm a little
more Malcolm than Martin as I peep through the window, yeah.
Yeah.
One hand on my rifle, one hand on my endo, yeah.
I literally felt that, because you know what I mean, like that's literally, you literally, that's why I say you're a lyricist. People can hear and feel your lyrics, bro. Like I was like, yeah, that's tough right there.
I appreciate
the way
you
put that, bro. You definitely, they killed that bar.
Good look. Yeah, that's a lot of people like that song. You know what's funny about that song, bro? I didn't even like that song, bro. I didn't even like that. For real, I swear to you, I didn't even like that song. And I let the homies hear, like a couple people I have listen to stuff, and I was like, yo, that's hard. I'm like, that's hard, bro. Like, I sent you some fire, and that's the one you're talking about. It's hard. Like, yeah, like those are hard, but this is different. This is hard for different reasons. Like, this is hard. I'm like, oh. So I wasn't even going to put it on a project or anything like that. Was just going to be tucked away somewhere, and just the homies just like, yo, bro, that's hard. So I put that on there. And I often got to remember when I make music, like, just because I don't like it don't mean that somebody else won't. Like, there's stuff that's played on the radio that I don't necessarily like.
Right.
So why not the same thing with my music? Like, just because I don't like it necessarily doesn't mean that it's not good. So
you might touch that left brainer or that 10% or something, bro, because like that's the type of listener I am. Like you said, other people caught and they like, yo, this is tough. Like I heard the beat and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be tough already. Like
that's crazy.
That was one of the, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, it's weird for me like that. Like especially like when like mainstream artists, you know, like people will like them stars. Yeah. Like people like them songs, and I like go under and I be like, yeah, this is hard. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
I look for the stuff that people ain't really, you know,
in tune with.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Same, bro.
That's crazy. Wood came on. I just followed him like a couple of days ago after, you know what I'm saying?
Hung out and all that.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
But shout out Mo, man. Mo the Natural. He's so talented, bro. He's crazy. Crazy. He does everything, bro. He like literally does like records, engineers, produces. You know what I mean? Just everything. Super talented.
That's what's up, man. We got some OGs around here, man. Y'all the OGs. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, how bro young? He young, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and then you know what I'm saying? He doing what he doing. Like, I know this next generation coming up. They gonna have so much to work with, and it's crazy because one of my little homies that I'm working with right now, he came up to me. He's like, bro, he said, I want to do. He like 13. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I can get him around, you know what I'm saying, some clear
That
that's really,
environment,
he
yeah.
might really, you know what I'm saying, take
Blossom,
off.
shine,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
We definitely got the tools, man. So let me ask, okay, so we did talk about this before. So do you know when your next, like, so you said you're not gonna do projects right now, it's not more your focus. You know when your next,
I mean,
like,
if it
jam,
happens, I didn't think I was gonna do that last project, bro. I was like, man, I'm just gonna put these. Cause I had like a collection of songs I used to like to listen to on my own. I'm like, man, it's kind of selfish that I'm just bumping these in there with. And plus, I didn't have a convenient way to listen to them, like streamline. So I was like, if I put it on a stream and I could just bump it like that for it was kind of selfish in that regard. So I say that I really have no. You were asking if I was going to put out another project because we kind of spoke out, or when the next time I put out a project. Like I didn't have any intention of putting out that project, so I say right now that I'm not going to put out a project.
Right.
But that's always subject to change. Like I'm just going to try to focus on singles right now. Put out some singles and try to get those to gain traction. If I get a good collection, yeah, I'll throw away. Not throw away. I'll throw together a project for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you record? Where do you record at?
I recorded ID Labs.
Okay. Man, y'all don't mess around, bro. Like y'all taking it there. You like, if I'm gonna do this music, I gotta go, you know what I'm saying, professional with it. So ID Labs.
Yeah, I've been recording ID Labs for some time. I did my very first official project at ID Labs. Recorded with Jeremy and Josh at the time.
That's wild, bro.
And I also recorded at Rap Cave with Roscoe Wiki. Roscoe Wiki, super talented producer, engineer, artist as well. He was a part of this group called Commonwealth Family. If you ever get a chance, do yourself a favor, bro. They're so dope. Roscoe's dope too. He's got a couple solo projects out. But those guys are Pittsburgh legends, bro. Commonwealth Family, I love them so much. I love them as people, but their music is crazy dope. I was a fan before I knew them, and I was fortunate enough to get to know them as people and become good friends with them, which is just crazy. It's crazy to me because the last time I seen those guys together was at the Rap Cave at Roscoe Wiki Studio, and it was for an album release party for Rubik's, which is two former members of Commonwealth, R.I. Trouble and Zombie Man, GR Zombie, along with Samaj, which Samaj is also, I record with Samaj from time to time.
Okay.
They're Rubik's now, and they had a track for me. They were like, "Oh, Marley, we got this track. We heard this track and we thought of you." And I was so humbled by that. Like damn, y'all was thinking about me when y'all made. Like that's crazy because I'm such big fans of they're friends of mine. But before they were friends of mine, bro, I used to just vibe out to them like, bro, this is the type of music I want to make. Is what they're doing. Like it's so dope. So it's cool that I grew to be friends and they grew to be fans of what I did, which is even crazier. You know what I mean? So
that's the process. That's show y'all right there, the struggle, the process. You know what I'm saying? That really put you there. You know what I mean? Like you really in a room with those people now, like that you, like you said, was looking right up to.
Bro, the first time I ever seen Commonwealth, I used to hear about him all the time. We got a photographer that Sean and I used at the time as we were coming up, and he was a pretty big photographer, Jordan Beckham. And Jordan used to shoot Wiz a lot at the time too, and he used to always talk about this group called Commonwealth Family. He's like, "Oh, you don't know about Commonwealth? Like they're so crazy." Like, so I was like, "Damn!" Like, and that made me kind of. So I heard about them a little bit from then, and then I went to a show on the South Side. I went to a show on the South Side at the Z Lounge at the time, and the show was hosted by Ivory, the Human Hustle, Donnie Jackson, rest in peace. Bro recently just passed. Legendary promoter in Pittsburgh and a close personal friend of mine, and get emotional thinking about it. Him passing away because it was unexpected, and got a lot of love for bro. But the show, what up, Quest? I just shouted you out on here. And at the show, Commonwealth was performing. It was like 50 white girls came in with them, bro. They got on these leathers. They're wearing like skinny jeans at the time where people wasn't even, people was kind of like, you know what I mean? And everybody knew the music. They're dancing again. I'm like, yo, what the is this, bro? Like, what is this?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what is this? Everybody's going crazy. I'm like, bro, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen nothing like that at a local show. Like, everybody know the words and singing it.
Right.
I'm like, this is hard. You know what I mean? And I became a fan ever since that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you feeling about this show coming up December 3rd?
Oh man, I'm so excited, man. December 3rd, if y'all don't know, do you have a location? I can't.
Edwin Porter Theater
Edwin Porter Theater
and Connellsville Community Center.
Connellsville Community Center, December 3rd. Shonsky is put together an incredible show, incredible lineup. Scott Blasey of the Clarks is headlining the show along with Shonsky and Fed to God of Taylor Gang. What a great show and to have in Connellsville. I don't think we've ever had anything like that in recent years. I know some years back Mac Miller came to DeVito Park, which is crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy, right? I opened up for Mac at DeVito Park.
Okay.
But Mac came to DeVito Park, so I can't say we haven't had nothing like this. But this is before Mac was obviously out of here. Not obviously, but this was a while ago before Mac was out of here. But yeah, so it's been a long time since we had something of this magnitude. He put together different genres. I think it's going to be a great turnout. I think tickets are going fast, so definitely make sure you get your tickets. They're on sale now. You can get them at Atkins. You can get them online at Eventbrite. So I think it's going to be a great show. It's going to be successful with those type of names. You have headlining with Shonsky and Scott. Scott Blasey and Fed to God. How can you really go wrong? Plus a lot of great acts. Underneath that. So I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be a time, bro.
Have you ever opened up for somebody like Scott or somebody like that? Like, I know you said you did a lot of shows before, but like, has it been someone that's been like at that million of views and that type of, you know what I mean? Like success, I would say.
Yeah. I've opened up for a lot of artists. I don't mainstream. Young Buck, D12, Cam, just a ton, a whole bunch, bro. I don't want to.
That's a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, bro.
That's a lot, bro.
Definitely opened up for.
Yeah, that's what I say. You got to pay homage to this man when you see him, man. For real.
You don't have to.
You gotta give y'all flowers, man. Y'all really been doing it. You and Shonsky. I mean, I can't really just say y'all, but you know what I mean? Like y'all that I know of, you know what I'm saying? Held Connellsville down and just tried to put it on the map.
Connellsville for sure, man. And I think even you and I touched on it, man. Like even before we were doing our thing, like I said, I've always been doing music, but like shout out to the people who really been holding it down for Fayette County. Moolah Gang, now Cash Cow, Press, Luco, Rex Romo, Luco, Cash Cow Kills, them boys, Romo was, came out a long time ago with Panama Records in Pittsburgh, and they were doing shows for like Dipset and them, coming up, and this was back in the day, bro, before, they were performing at like, arenas, you feel me? So, them boys held it down. Like I said, my man JP, Mr. 724, bro was bringing shows to the area, bringing in big acts. In fact, you asked me if I opened up for an artist. He had me open up for my first big artist, Young Buck, and this was back when Young Buck was right after G-Unit. Okay. Right? He was beefing with 50 at the time. But yeah, he brought Young Buck down, that was crazy. That joint was sold out. That was one of my first big shows and chance to open up for a big act. So JP, Mr. 724, Putty, those guys from town, Uniontown, okay. Cash Cow and them, they're Brownsville, Uniontown area, Republic, JP was Uniontown, he had Q signed to him, shout out to Q Money, them boys are pioneers too and deserve to be recognized and give their flowers as well, for sure, for the Fayette County area. Some of the first ones doing it big and showing people how to do it and got catalogs of music and are dope too, bro. Like,
Right.
So yeah, definitely some history around here.
For sure. Y'all gotta put me on, man, because I'm saying, I'm from the South. I came up here, got I'm on my 8th year in Fayette right now, but I got close friends that do music, like I'm saying, like y'all and stuff, but I can't reach outside of y'all. I don't know what's outside of the people that I see every day or that are really around here. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? So that's why we'll have to do like that connection. I'll have to,
for sure, bro.
For sure. Y'all have to take me on the tour, show me all these spots, and you know what I'm saying? Show me what's going on.
Oh, without a doubt, bro. We can definitely get it in like that. Like I said, You know what I mean? Like, we're definitely I definitely feel like, Sean and myself are definitely some of those pioneers, but those other guys as well definitely need to be recognized for what they did for Fayette County and the area, and the way that they were able and still do open up doors for the people that are doing it now. You know what I mean? And like I said, the internet made it easy, much easier for these guys now. You know what I mean? It wasn't always like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when you wanted it back then, you had to jump through hoops that, cats wouldn't even fathom. If they had to do that now, they probably wouldn't even do music.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so accessible now. At one point in time, it wasn't as easily accessible. So yeah, man, shout out to the cats that's been doing it, and that opened up the doors and made it possible for this new generation who's super talented to do it. You know what I mean?
For sure. Hey man, we for sure appreciate having you, man. You want to say anything else on the podcast? Iterate anything else?
No, man. December 3rd, Edwin Porter, we're doing that. Sean Ski and Friends, that's going to be dope. I just dropped my project, Marley State of Mind 2.5. Be sure to download that, stream that anywhere you're streaming music, and feel free to go in the archives and get that Marley State of Mind 2. That one's crazy. Marley State of Mind 1 is crazy. Get that too. While you're at it. Just tune in, check it out, see what I got going on. I appreciate you for having me. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Much love.
We'll definitely get your link subscribed on here.